This is Mark Bell from SuperTraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. I have put myself in the coach's eye, put myself in the line of fire here as I'm going to go over some mistakes I made at the March 24th meet, the March Madness meet at Super Training Gym. This is a 683-pound opener. I competed in the 242-pound weight class, weighing in at 241.5 pounds. This is the lightest I've been in probably over 6 years. We're going to go over some technique flaws after I let this play through one time each. This is 733, and I missed my grip there, but I'm going to talk to you in a little bit about how missing your grip doesn't always have to do with just your grip. You can see the incomparable Ed Cohn judging, being the head judge for this meet. It's great to have him come out. Here's 733 again, and this time it's done properly. See how much smoother things go when things are done the right way. So let's go back and let's check out what in the hell is going on. First of all, if this guy here looks suspicious in any way, and if he looks like he's up to no good, it's because he's suspicious and he's up to no good. That is 1,014-pound squatter, Andy Zavala. Andy Zavala is one tough mofo when it comes to powerlifting, but he's a pervert because look at where his eyes are fixed. Again, right on the people's coach's ass. You can also make an argument that this guy's focus is on the people's coach's ass as well. But one thing that you need to know, focusing in on Andy Zavala here again, is that Andy Zavala is the inventor of the weenus. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here live. Heard it here first at supertraining.tv. I'm giving credit publicly. I only have to do that one time by law. And now I can continue to steal the word weenus. And there he is talking to Chris Ramos. You can see him talking to him. They're communicating right here. Let's rewind that. About the weenus right here. You can see. He tells him, hey, I could see Bell's weenus from the back. See that? Anyway, let's get back to the matter at hand. Let's focus in on the form. Let's focus in on the coach's eye. I'm having trouble grabbing the bar. One of the reasons for that is the straps are pretty tight. But in training, I worked with the straps being tight, so I didn't think that would be an issue. But oftentimes, that's why we compete. Competing is harder. It's more difficult than just training itself. Stan Efferding in this very meet did a 23:03 total. But he didn't do it in training. He did it in a meet, did it in a contest where he's judged by 3 judges, and he's doing the lifts in front of his peers. Pretty good lift there. I'm not going to bother going over too much information on that one, but I will back it up just to kind of show you what I'm trying to achieve in the setup for these deadlifts, because that is important. So let's show you that. First thing I'm doing here is I'm squatting down. That's accomplished already. Second thing I want to do is grab the bar. And I got my own unique way of grabbing the bar. You see me kind of slide this way and that way, and I grab the bar. I was having a little bit of trouble on this day grabbing the bar firmly. Next thing I'm going to try to do is straighten out the hammies. So let's watch some of this. Let some of this play through. I lean that way, grab the bar, got a decent grip on it, and now it's time to get going. Okay, the hamstrings are tight, which I just talked about. The next thing I'm supposed to be doing, for me, I like to keep my head down. I like to actually look here at the barbell. But the next step that I'm supposed to take is I'm supposed to push my hips back. And by pushing them back, then they will start to drift downward. Once they start to drift downward, I'm going to lengthen my arms, bring my chest up, my head up a little bit, and then from there, I'm going to start to lift the weight by spreading the floor apart. There are a lot of steps involved. Let's see if I accomplish any of that. Head looks pretty neutral. That looks okay. Hips are dipped into position. I'm a little hunchy hunch here. That's kind of typical Mark Bell style deadlift. But if I can straighten that up and pull that chest up a little bit more, I'll be able to lift that much more. So that's something I'll need to work on. Let that one go through. And we'll go on to the next one. So here's the one where I missed my grip. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why the grip isn't just your grip. Because how do I miss it and then make it? Grip has a lot to do with your form. I get very rounded over here, and part of it is because I just squat right down with the weight not squat down with the weight, I'm sorry. I squat down before I lift the weight, and I'm very lazy, and I get very hunched over here. That puts more stress in the hands. Also, when your form is off, the lift takes a longer time. So by the lift taking longer, it's more time under tension, more time that you have to try to hold on to that barbell. So this is 733 pounds. Let's see some of the mistakes here. See how I just dropped my hips down and I actually pushed my hips forward? That's not normal style for me. Maybe that would work from somebody else. Also, my stance is a little bit wider than what I'm used to in training. Part of that was due to the fact I had trouble grabbing the bar, so I was trying to shorten myself to get to the bar. But this is why you do the meets, because you do these powerlifting meets to see where you're really at. It's a real test of your mettle, real test of where you're truly at, and it's not just some haphazard gym lift where your buddy pats you on the back. So now you see the roundiness going on, hip positioning's off, everything's just off. The barbell's real forward now in front of me. From a form standpoint, compared to the way my form used to be, this is still a large improvement, but that thing just came right out of my hands. You can see, look at the face. Pure anguish and pure sadness. We got Ed Cohn looking on here. I got to pull my shit together, right? So I get a little deeper grip now on this one, and I fixed my form up, in my opinion, quite a bit. This is one of my better heavy deadlifts that I think I've ever done. So this time, I not only pushed back, but then I came down with the hips. I'm a little more patient, and now I'm starting to try to pull the chest through. And you can see I drop in a position there. Now my head is up, or somewhat up. At least my chest is up. Look at the difference in the arms. Arms are totally elongated, whereas before everything was balled up. Let me just back it up real quick so you can see what I'm talking about exactly. How balled up I was on the other one. You can see here, balled up, hips are like almost forward, and just everything's just off. I yanked the bar, and because I yanked the bar, I yanked the weight out of my hands. Fat chest and shoulders disgusted with the lift. See him rubbing his eyes over there? So now here we go. We reset. You do this shit the right way. Goes a lot smoother. One more thing about form and technique is that when your form and technique is on, you will recover from your workouts that much more betterest, because you are not going to be putting your body through the same amount of trauma as when your form is crappy. So much better job with everything there. Let's kind of slow-mo this guy. And you can see the veins, the vascularity, the ripped, the tanness, the sexiness. These little doohickeys, by the way, right here, these guys, these are from howmuchyoubench.net, and those are lifesavers for those of you that have elbow problems. You guys are really going to like those. We got about 5 different sizes of those suckers. So here we go. Slow motion. This is the last time I'll let it play through, but I do a much better job forcing my knees out. Arms are elongated and wahooshka. Got to work on the speed off the floor. I got to improve that. I'm going to improve that by working on some raw lifting. Raw squats, raw conventional deadlifts, and raw sumo deadlifts. And that is it from supertraining.tv.